Hello, hello. Back after a few days. We did a few little bits here and there. We did our freighters and all that stuff, or frigates. Tons of living ships. There's a little collection to them now, and we send at least one living ship off to every single one of these expeditions. We need our psionic eggs after all. Actually had to sell a few things, make some money, although I didn't really need it. The Gek are growing on me. They are. So I tried to log on once a day, even if it's just for 15 minutes, just to send these expeditions out. Yeah, here's what I've got so far. Loads of S, loads of A ranks, and most importantly, a whole bunch of organic ones. We'll train them up over time. Yeah, off they go. Nice. I like them. Living ship. Yeah, look at it. I want a living freighter. These were the stats. Oh yeah, amazing. I must have spent a good 10, maybe 15 hours just zooming through space, burnt through all of my silver and carbon. Initially I was finding things like this. Look at it. You saw this in space, there's no way you'd stick around. Anytime I'd shoot it, it'd hurt me for some reason. Here's another one. This one doesn't look as threatening, but yeah, very cool looking things. This is one of the features I really enjoy. If you boost around enough, you can find portals that will just take you anywhere. Let's go for it. And I jumped straight into a freighter battle. Yay! I was just not in the mood for that, so I decided just to fly straight over to the space station. Yeah, wasted no time just messing around with it. Another interesting thing I found while zooming around. These. And this. It's a first spawn relic. I flew around one of these worlds collecting loads of carbon. So I thought this was a strange feature. On this planet, islands would appear as these perfect cubes with hollowed out bits in the middle. That is a sunrise on No Man's Sky. While I was hopping around stars, I come across a station with mini people. With a mini portal. Look how small they are. This was the trippiest thing I've ever seen on this game so far. And I'm floating in the air as well for some reason. But, tiny people! Okay. Yeah, that was really strange. Yeah, I wish these guys were friendly. They seem friendly. Look at this. Mechanical animals. They're alive? I don't know. Yeah, I flew around a little while. This planet was really nice to look at. Eventually we got ourselves the correct equipment we needed to tame one of these. But I had to physically climb on it. You can actually mount this thing. I'm glad they animated that. Yeah, we flew around this planet for quite a while before we moved on. So during this whole process, I was collecting salvaged parts when I'd see them, but really what I was doing was looking for these beautiful living frigates. And I was recruiting basically every single one that I saw. So I visited a space station at a planet that had no races living at it. And I got brought to one of these, completely barren, fallen into disrepair. This is a very cool feature. Even the trade terminal was strange. We'll buy it regardless. This would make an awesome base for like a team-based game. Wonder what's in there. Level 3? I don't have one of them yet. So we checked out both sides of the station, because it seems that there was things on either side. Here's the portal. A place to do my multi-tools and my exosuit. And another door requiring level 3 ticket. That was awesome. Never seen anything like it. Shame there's not more use for it. Let's get out of here. So it was quite late at night and I was just flying around stars, still looking for living freighters, and decided that I just wanted to go roam on a planet. And I saw this one. So we decided to pay it a visit. I like these barren worlds, as I've said multiple times. We flew around for a good old while, just admiring the view, and eventually we did decide to actually, make groundfall. So I looked around through the scanner and saw that there was fossil beds everywhere around here. So I actually made the effort of investigating what all these bones were about. Overall, I think I must have spent a good 5, 6, 7, I spent a good while, good night. See, I have insomnia, you see, and I basically had one good insomnia bout doing this. I haven't left the whole thing in. I've cut out loads of this. But because I had to sit through it, I'm going to make you sit through a bunch of this too. The planet was basically a really, really tiny, so I was able to float everywhere. I think it might be a moon. I wasn't paying attention. One thing I've noticed about low gravity planets and moons is that your character seems to slide around loads, and interestingly, once you're airborne, you can't change the direction in which you're airborne. So it's like momentum is being maintained and you don't actually have any thrust going on. Otherwise, you'd be able to, like, actually choose the direction where you're going in once you're airborne. It's a small detail, it doesn't really matter, but it would definitely affect any serious development of combat if momentum is only kept, once you're in the air, regardless of gravity, mass, thrust, all of that stuff doesn't actually take into account. It just looks like it does. I did burn through quite a lot of my oxygen when I was here. I don't know why, but my natural reaction is to use base resources instead of actually using the life support gel that I've made, or was gifted, because I've still got over 100 of that, I think, or maybe about 110 left or something. Incredible amount. Yeah, we actually ended up finding like a whole inventory worth of bones on this run as well. Like, there was never a time when once I reached a stack of fossils, I'd be able to scan the area, and I was instantly able to see other ones repeatedly for hours. That was pretty nice. I wonder if there's other planets that are better for it. Given some of the worlds that I've seen displayed on YouTube, there's most likely much better worlds than this one. Some of the things that the community have posted are sort of they're strange, and they feel strange on a game where we expect to see strange things. So yeah, it's a nice feature. So a part of me making this series for No Man's Sky was, so it's like a multi-folded issue for me, really. I'm used to having really low technology phones and devices, and I was on PS4 until Helldivers 2 came out. I won't be making a video about that or anything. The point is, regarding like smartphones and devices that I can actually do editing or software development or anything like that, now that I have a relatively decent phone, I'm able to do a hell of a lot more. And the idea of playing games feels like this burden on the limited time resource that we're all allocated. So I'm still going to continue this series until I feel like we've reached its natural conclusion. But overall, this will be there's only a few more episodes left before I'm kind of done here, and then I'll be moving on to more serious content. I most certainly won't be posting any of my serious content on this YouTube page, and I won't even be linking them together, because the other one's going to be pretty charged, but that's to do with lore and the country and politics and all that jargon that no one in the video game space particularly wants to hear about. People have come here for No Man's Sky, and I'm going to make the series as my take playing No Man's Sky, because it definitely changed something in my view around playing video games. It gave me a sense of peace that it's okay to just exist in the world. I find myself becoming kind of immersed. It's not I'm playing a nip-nip farmer. I'm playing a nip-nip farm game. I'm playing as the farmer himself. And I find myself immersed, looking at the clock, 6 o'clock in the morning again. My insomnia just loves being here. It's better than being on all the conspiracy YouTube channels or the ancient alien stuff, or whatever the dumb thing is people are watching at any given time. So I actually kind of enjoyed my time flying around on this planet quite a lot, and I wanted to include things that I enjoy doing on No Man's Sky in these videos. So if I enjoyed myself here, I'm going to put it in the video. You'll see as well, looking back through the videos as I've come through up till this one, and hopefully going forward, that the video editing has improved. How I talk to the audio has improved, how I do cuts and clips, zooming in and picture-in-picture. I like to think it's improved. Hopefully by the time I move on to more serious content, it looks a little bit more professional. and you know we're gonna imposter syndrome. We're gonna imposter being a professional video editor, and we're gonna make a difference in our own little sort of psychosphere, so to speak. Ultimately, I'm using this video specifically to practice with long cuts and speaking over them. And if I can speak over them, remove me saying yes, you know, those kinds of phrases, hopefully I can get better at making, in general, long form content where I can sit in front of a camera and just speak about the issue at hand without having to read from a script, because there's something that feels kind of disingenuous about that. I've noticed while making these sort of videos right now, when watching other content creators, and you would think that this video has been really quick to make and really smooth and stuff, I've noticed that there is an absolute mountain of raw footage that these content creators must be cutting out, like tens of hours at a time, and they still manage to successfully get out videos within the week or within whatever amount of space and time. And honestly, it's actually impressive now that I'm able to, as an amateur or you know, as I'm playing, I've kind of noticed just how much they would have to have worked to get some of the content out. So if you do get a chance to see it, and you do sit through enough of the video to see this bit, one, I appreciate it. But mainly, go and give a shout out to any content creator that you know puts the work in and makes regular videos, because this absolutely qualifies as working. So here are the bones we got. I genuinely thought I got a lot more. Got a few skulls. Yeah, I think I'm going to collect the skulls and sell the rest of them. I'm not interested in paleontology, so you ain't going to get much from me out of that. Probably between 10 to 15 hours of this. Just this. This is what looking for living ships is. And every now and then, you'll see this pop up. And watch. It changed to the same thing. This is what we was looking for. I've burned through so much fuel. But it's worth it. Look at them. They're amazing. Yeah, this one didn't have great stats, but it's not the point. This is my house. I built a new house. Did you want to see me build it? Probably not, because it's long-winded. But let me take you inside. I'll show you a little round. It's basically at the same layout as before, but yeah, a little nicer. There's some ruined structures inside. I mean, we've got upstairs with a portal. Everything important is here. Yep, home front uploaded. So next, corvettes. I mean, I was going to do a whole video dedicated just to corvettes, but again, it would just be me talking over a large amount of content. So let's just jump in and see what we make. Like, if I did a whole video about me making a corvette, it'll end up being like a guide video. And when I opened up this inventory, it was just overwhelming nonsense to me. So I will just make a quick what would you call it? A compilation? Montage. I'll make a little montage about it. Yeah, spiky. I'm going for a Sentinel-esque look. I don't want it to look like a Sentinel, but you know, if you saw it amongst a Sentinel, you might think it is a Sentinel frigate. You know, that kind of vibe. Turns out you can paint the whole thing from here. Yes, new content. Us new players have it good. Decided to keep it. I love the interiors of these things. We'll take it for a little test drive. I'm sure it could be improved, but yeah, we'll give it a shot. Photon cannon. I didn't know I put a photon cannon on this. Rockets. Oh yeah, lasers. I like that. I need more lasers on this ship, then it'll be better. Oh cool, you can set it on autopilot. That's pretty nifty. And it can set me to any planet destination if I want. And I can get out the ship while it flies around. That's really cool. Although it's probably not a great time. It flies, it shoots, we'll land it. Next time we come back to this, we'll have to mix it up. Here's a little side on. So I've made it symmetrical. That's about the coolest thing about it. It does have a Sentinel vibe, but I think I prefer my living ship at the moment. More is memory. Alright, I'm gonna have a break. I'll see you in the next video.